You are not alone in this. There are forces, there are sources, there are entities that actually desire to see you succeed. And when I say entities, yes, the spirit world, but I mean the entity of your business.
The most important journey you will take in your life is the one of self-discovery and transformation. Welcome to Elevate and Liberate podcast. I'm Ashlee Rose, and each week we'll dive deep into transforming our inner world in order to create the life and love you crave. Who are you really? And what's actually possible for you this lifetime? Subscribe now and let's elevate and liberate love, life, and self.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Elevate and Liberate podcast. You're with your host, Ashlee Rose. Now, this week we are diving into all things business. So whether you have a business, whether you would love to start a business, or whether you'd like to create something that gives you that time and location freedom, then this episode is for you. And even if you don't have a business, but would love to create the business of your life as something greater, this episode may contribute to you as well. So this episode is the final episode I'll be recording in this space in my house in Sunshine Coast, Australia. Literally in 2 days' time, my partner and I are flying overseas to jet set around the world for 6 months to really find out where we would love to live. We're thinking Portugal at the moment, or Prague, or Mexico. They're 3 countries that are popping. So yes, this will be the last time you'll probably see this background, potentially, if you're watching this episode on YouTube. Now, for those of you that are on my email list as well, or follow me on social media, I did put a post up yesterday, and I mentioned that there are some big-ish, which I don't really find relevant or significant, but changes that are going on in my life right now. And one of those is I've chosen, in this 10 seconds, not to renew my Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator license in February next year. Now, that is a long, we have a long way to go. We have about 8-9 months still. But it was just really popping in my world to actually let people know, just in case you're someone that lives in Europe or someone that has always wanted to attend a class with me. It doesn't change anything for the next 9 months. So I'm still super enthusiastic about facilitating all the classes I have coming up. The Talks the NTs class that is happening in London and online in August 16 to 18. The Talks the NTs class that's happening live in Prague on August 2nd to 4th. And then my 1 day on hiding your brilliance in business class that's happening live in Toronto, Canada, and online in actually just a week and a half's time. So without further ado, let's dive into this week's episode. And if you have any questions about anything I've just mentioned, please feel free to reach out to me and say hi. So this week's episode is all about business, as I mentioned. And really the question is, how do you create a business that works for you in today's society? A day and age where we are inundated with information, with latest trends, with latest strategies, with best strategies to use to reach 5K, 10K, 50K, 100K months. And I don't know about you guys, but all that does, and all it has done, has made my head really hurt. Now, this is not making anything that anyone is offering wrong at all, but for someone like me, and you may be similar if you're listening to this, thinking about creating strategies and having to follow the algorithm and trying to create viral reels is not fun for me. And it really takes me out of this space of being and totally receiving my brilliance in business, what's unique and different about me. So that's what this episode will be on this week. So, in a world where we are taught to look outside of ourselves for everything rather than inside, it creates this space where it's really challenging for so many of us to create a business that actually works for us and to know our unique capacities with business. And in a time where there are more business coaches in the world than ever before, wanting to teach you something that's worked for them, that may not necessarily work for you. And I think this was the biggest thing I really had to get, because I've made myself wrong in business, as weird as that sounds, for quite some time until recently, where I've decided and paid other business coaches lots and lots of money because I thought that they had the answer that I had decided I was seeking. But in order to actually do that, I'd already decided that I had a problem in business, that I didn't know, that I wasn't aware of what was actually required for my business. And it eliminated a whole heap of possibilities and a whole heap of receiving for me, which made me go into this weird space of eliminating infinite being, infinite knowing, infinite perceiving, and infinite receiving what's possible for me. So I grew up without a business background. In fact, I come from a family of people that have always been employed by others, apart from my grandpa, who built this incredibly successful business in Australia a long, long time ago that he's just retired from. However, looking around in today's society, there's not many people you see who have actually made their business work for them when compared to those who are at the effect of their business and are really not having fun. And the thing is, if you're looking around the world and you're not seeing many people that have created a business that truly works for them, that they actually have a lot of joy with, it can also create this space in your world that is really contracted or really heavy when it comes to business. And some of you may not have even tackled creating your own business because of this, because of all these belief systems and points of view you have about what you see outside of you. And I always knew I wanted to empower people to change what's not working in their lives, to create time and location freedom for myself. And there's many people in this world that would love to do the same and have no clue where to begin. And as I was saying, like strategy and skill is an aspect of business. But when it comes to growing your ideas and making money, for me, it's more worth my time getting myself out of the way and allowing for magic to happen because it is possible. And I have had my own business for 4 years now, and it has been my only stream of revenue. I don't have any other streams of revenue. I don't do crypto, apart from I actually just recently invested in crypto, but it has been my only stream of revenue. And I wanted to let you guys know that because not only in the last 4 years have I traveled, I think it's about 4 times to Europe and had so much fun on the way, I haven't really worked hard. And for those of you that have followed me, I've never created a viral reel. There are times that I don't show up on social media for a very, very long time. And I really just follow the energy. And what if that was actually also possible and available for you too? What if you didn't have to do all the things you've already decided you have to do in order to create a business that works for you? So, if it's possible for me, it's possible for you too. And what if the secret to actually expanding your current business or really creating a business that is so fun for you lies within you, lies within you actually tapping into and uncovering your brilliance, what you uniquely know that nobody else knows. And for me, doing business this way is the only reason that my business has been sustainable for as long as it has. So most people come from this fixed point of view about business, about the assumption, about how it has to look like, about what success looks like, and about what they have to do without even realizing this is where they're functioning from. So, for you right now, I want you to kind of sit with that and actually ask yourself, what do I presume or assume about business? What is my point of view about business? What is my belief system about business? What does business mean to me? And just notice what pops in your world because these are all the things that are actually stopping you from really creating what you know is possible because your point of view or your belief creates your entire reality. And I've heard many other coaches say that business is actually 80% energetics and 20% strategy. So I wanted to speak about that 80% energetics. And you have to really begin by letting your beliefs and points of view about the way things are supposed to be in business go in order to actually have your brilliance in business. Because if you buy the belief, or if you buy your belief as real, whatever that belief is, that business is hard, that it's not possible for you, that it's not actually possible for you to generate a 6-figure income, a 7-figure income, or just actually be satisfied in business, then you'll actually not be able to receive the infinite possibilities that are only available to you. Because most people are actually looking for the answer as to how they should do business, thinking that if they just find the answer, everything will work. And that's really what I had decided since I started my business. And that changed quite a while ago. But where I was paying all these business coaches, thinking that they had the answer, thinking that someone was going to tell me what I needed to do in order to expand my business. And yet, with all these coaches I paid, no one ever gave me the answer because there is no answer to any of this. And every business is completely different. So, anytime, and really just note this, like anytime you're looking for someone else to tell you what to do, or how to do it, you've already actually eliminated what you uniquely know, what you can receive, and you've already actually put an energetic barrier up between you and your business, between actually receiving communication with your business and allowing it to lead the way. And everything is energy. The money that comes into your business is a result of energy. And for me, the second I stopped and decided that I get to have the life that I would like to have, that's when true magic happens. Do you truly believe that creating the business you say you desire is actually possible? Do you actually believe that? Or do you desperately not want to believe that? Because whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. The difference with someone who actualizes everything they've ever asked for is that they know they can. And this is the first mindset shift that actually needs to change in order for you to either expand your business or start. Look at that and ask yourself, okay, do I believe I can? Or have I decided I can't? And if you have any doubt in your mind, it's this poisonous seed that then erodes and destroys the ease of succeeding that is only available for you. And the difference is, and this is the difference between those that succeed and those that don't. They're willing to actually bet on themselves. They're willing, first and foremost, to be the source. And whether you have a coaching business, whether you are the CEO of Virgin Australia, Richard Branson, whoever you are with a business, you have had to bet on yourself. And all business owners that have been, quote unquote, successful in this reality all have that in common. They've been willing to bet on themselves. They've been willing to know that they are the source of creating an entirely different reality for themselves. So this is the number one, I would say the number one mindset shift that needs to change for all of you is to start looking at, okay, what's my point of view about business? What do I believe business is to me? What does business mean to me? And just notice what comes up for you. And then ask yourself, okay, is that actually true? Who does all of that belong to? And this can seem like an airy-fairy conversation, but it's actually not, because successful businessmen or businesswomen follow the energy. The thing is, the point of view that you create, the point of view that you take, creates the energies you can perceive that are out there. So if you have a point of view that business can only be hard, or that I have to do X, Y, and Z to create a successful business, then you will not be able to actually perceive the energies that are out there that are different to that belief system. If your point of view is that business is hard and it's going to take a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of energy and it's going to take a lot of effort, you're not going to be able to then perceive those energies or hear those whispers of there's something different that's possible and available. And I know for me, the only reason I've been as successful as I have been without really seeming like I do much at all is because I've actually been willing to bet on myself. And I've been willing to really look at the points of view that have been sticking me in business or sticking me in life and actually let that go. And then I've been able to hear the whispers of my business and communicate with it and allow it to actually lead the way. So, for example, with the businessman, because he's willing to have a bigger business, because he's willing to have a bigger life, because he's willing to bet on himself, he will perceive the energy that creates that, which may be do this, go here, invest in this, hire that person. And that's true for all of us, whether you realize it or not. So, as I mentioned, when I started my business, I had no reference points. I started my business from the space of what can I be or do today that would change the world? And what can I truly receive that I don't want to know I can receive? And I started asking the universe to show me what I uniquely know about business. And somewhere along the way, which for me is like key number two of all of this, is I attended my first Talk to the Inties class. And this was, I'm pretty sure it was about June 2020. And in that moment, I realized that my business was its own entity, a life force of its own, that it knows what it requires, it knows what it desires, and what it wants to be. And so many of ourselves create ourselves as separate when we start a business or we would like to expand our business. For example, like I have to do this, I have to figure this out, I have to hire this coach, I have to learn the perfect formula, etc., etc. But that only takes you away from your unique brilliance, like I've mentioned, what you uniquely know, from what's possible for you, for the world, and for your business. And the greatest gift you can give yourself along this business journey is to recognize that you're not alone in this. And this was one of the keys that changed everything for me, that I'm actually not alone in this. How many of you that have a business or would like to start one are just like, oh my gosh, I've got to do this all on my own. I've got to figure this out all on my own. I've got to do all this research as to what I should choose in order to actually create sustainability. And what if that's not true? You are not alone in this. There are forces, there are sources, there are entities that actually desire to see you succeed. And when I say entities, yes, the spirit world, but I mean the entity of your business. Because you think that your business was your idea. Like a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, my business was actually my idea. It wasn't your idea. What actually occurred is you were tapped into the infinite field of energy like we always are. And particularly when we relax, particularly when we have no walls and barriers up, we tap into this infinite field of energy that always exists, that exists independent of your belief system about it. And what occurs is you've tapped into this energy, this entity or creation that desires to be birthed through you. And that is what you call your business. Those ideas that you get, those pings that you get, are actually energies that would like to be created through you because there is something you uniquely know about that. There is something that only you can invite the world to with that topic in the way that only you can. So the entity of your business actually has a particular energy, a particular presence. And like I said, it came to this world knowing what it desires to be. And the number one thing that keeps you creating with the entity of your business is your mind. Because as long as you make your mind valuable, you always push the elements of consciousness away that are there to contribute to you. So, what is your business actually capable of creating that you've been avoiding or not acknowledging? Because it doesn't match what you've decided you have to do. And there's a really cool exercise that I would love to take you guys through just really quickly, just for you guys to actually start being able to be aware of the energy, the entity of your business. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. But if you are somewhere that you can, I want you to close your eyes and just really begin to relax. Relax your mind, relax your thoughts, push your thoughts all the way out of your head. And taking a deep breath in, and a deep breath out, and another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Now, really relaxing and lowering any walls and barriers you may have up erected around you. Just forcing them all the way down to the ground. Picturing just pushing any walls, any barriers that are separating you from your business all the way down to the ground. And I want you to expand your energy. Visualize your energy flowing from the room that you're in, expanding out into the land, the house, or wherever you are, expanding beyond the city that you're in, the country that you're in, expanding beyond all of planet Earth, out into the galaxy, out into the solar system, and beyond. Just keep expanding as you really relax. Relax even more. And just taking another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now, from here, I want you to tap into and perceive the entity of your business. Now, you may not know how to do that, but what if you don't have to figure out the how? Just want you to ask and just say, hey, business, what's up? And just start to acknowledge it. And just tapping into it even more, just allowing yourself to perceive it even if it makes no sense. Even if you have no clue if you're doing it right, just relax. And as you tap into your business and ask it to come closer to you, and for everything and everyone else to move all the way back, I want you to perceive the energy. I want you to perceive how your business is actually doing and what's up for it. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it frustrated? Is it angry? Is it reactive? Is it peaceful? Is it calm? Is it content? What is that? Just allowing yourself to receive any messages, any awareness. Again, just relaxing. And sometimes this awareness will show up as certain feelings, as certain emotions, as certain thoughts. But what if you're willing to trust the first thing that shows up for you? When you're ready, you can slowly start to open your eyes if they're closed. Now, if you didn't understand what was going on in that, what if that is okay? What if you didn't have to understand that? But this is an exercise you can do to start actually building that rapport and that relationship with your business, to start actually being able to strengthen your capacity to tap into the entity of your business. And this is something that you can come back to time and time again. And this is something that, maybe when there's a quieter time throughout today or in the next week, come back to and just give it a go and just see what shows up. And this is the thing, it's like when we're not taught that your business is an entity, that you can communicate with it, that you can tap into it, that you can actually hear messages from it, that you can actually hear the whispers, we literally then eliminate the brilliance that we have in business. And the thing is, most of us were not taught to listen to the whispers of the universe, to listen to the whispers of our business, to engage with the energy of everything and receive blissfully to success. So yeah, we're not actually taught to receive blissfully to success. Instead, we're taught to work hard, that energy doesn't exist, that we're wrong, that we are our mind, and that thinking is what's valuable. However, if you will not create and listen to those whispers of your business, if you will not engage with the energy of everything, you cannot have the eases of succeeding. And all that will be left to you is thinking and force and effort and hard work and whatever else is offered by this reality. And for those of you that are in this, this point in time in your business or wanting to start one and you're just overwhelmed by the whole thing or confused or doing a lot and nothing seems to be actually coming to fruition, what if you actually really looked at, okay, are you engaged with your business? What point of view do you have about your business? What does business mean to you? And what have those people surrounding you that have a business shown you? And if you really got present with this and looked at this, this is the 80% that can completely change your entire reality with business. Because no amount of figuring this out is ever going to work. All it does is eliminate what's actually possible for you. And what if there is a whole lot more possible and available when it comes to business? We can call it energy, we can call it choice, but what if there is a whole different world available when it comes to this topic that so many of us don't believe or don't trust? And this is where you have to really get honest with yourself. Do you truly believe in possibility? Do you truly believe business could be that easy? Are you willing to receive the awareness of what's truly possible for you, for your business, for the world? And are you actually willing to have the universe as your investor? Or have you decided it's what you do that's of more value to you in business? So I wanted to leave it there with those questions for you guys to sit with those questions to ask yourself. And you may want to go back and listen to this episode again for those questions that you can really start playing with. What is your point of view about business that prevents it from expanding with ease? and write down all the things that come to you. What if you were truly willing to be honest with yourself? And this is where the ease of succeeding lies and begins. So I hope this episode has been a contribution to you. There is so much that I could talk to you guys about in business. There is so much that I've learned over the last 5 years about having my own business and doing it a way that's completely beyond this reality, from, like I said, following the whispers, from believing in magic, from really looking at the energy, from really engaging with my business, being present with it, feeding my creations energetically. So for those of you that love this conversation, for those of you that want more, for those of you that truly desire to create an intuitive-led business that gives you the time and location freedom that you know is possible, then I would love to invite you to my one-day Unhiding Your Brilliance in Business class. It is my own Access Consciousness specialty class, and who knows, it may be the last one that I do. Like I said, it is in about a week and a half's time. So it is on July 6th from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toronto, Canada time, which I think is EST time, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but I will pop the link in the show notes below for those of you that want more information about this class. It is offered, like I said, live in Toronto and also online via Zoom. And over the day, we will be going through six different topics, like the six main topics that have really allowed me to create an intuitive-led business that is on my terms. So the six different topics will be the entity of your business. We'll be expanding way more in the conversation that I just had. Co-creating and cooperating with your business, money magic, beyond self-sabotage, and the seasons of business. And that is a big one as well, because again, so many of us believe or have decided that your business only ever grows and grows and grows and grows, and you only ever make more and more and more money, and that things should get greater and greater and greater each season. And what if that's not the case? If you were really willing to function as nature and look to nature, nature has seasons. There is winter, autumn, summer, and spring, and all of those seasons play a really important role in the evolution and growth and sustainability of nature, of planet Earth. And what if that was true for your business as well? So as I mentioned, I'll pop the link in the show notes below for any of you that desire to join me online via Zoom or live in Toronto, Canada. And then, as I said, if you desire to know more or find out more about these amazing Talks to the Entities classes, you can go to my website, ashlee-rose.com/talks to the entities, and I will put the links for my 2 upcoming Talks to the Entities classes, like I said, live in Prague and then live in London and online via Zoom, in the show notes below as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. The next episode will be recorded live in LA. And so if you guys are with me for the next few podcast episodes I do, they'll probably be in LA, there'll probably be one in New York, and then I travel to Portugal, to Prague, to Italy, to London, to Melbourne, back home to the Sunshine Coast for all of September before I go to Bali, back to Europe, back to Italy, and then who knows? So anyway, guys, have a wonderful 2 weeks until I see you next time, and bye for now.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you left a 5-star review and share it with someone you know. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to be notified of upcoming episodes. You can find more about me at ashlee-rose.com. And remember, creating the life and love you crave is absolutely possible and available to each and every one of you.